Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Foundation. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back. Things are actually going pretty well. We have villagers working on the warehouses. We have all of this stuff over here actually built. We have another well right here. And we also have some more development zones for residential over here, which I'm hoping will actually get used, although I'm not certain that it will actually get used. I would like to see it, but I just have my doubts. I guess we'll have to keep an eye on that, because we do have some complaints about a lack of residential space. So hopefully we can, in fact, just, fix that a little bit. I've also got these warehouses going up because I do want to start using them for some different things. Like this one's doubling up for planks and polished stone right now. What I'd like to do is say that we are going to have someone working in here. Unfortunately, there's not going to be anyone living nearby, so that might actually be tricky. I'll tell you what we'll do. Auto isn't going to work in there anymore, and this is going to be storage for tools instead. Tools exclusively, because we are trading for those right now, and eventually we're going to be making those. In here, we can go and say auto can work in that space, and this is going to be for... I'm going to say this one is exclusively for planks. It is a processed material. It's something we make. It's something that is used pretty much solely in construction, so having storage for it kind of makes sense. Next door to it, we don't have anyone unemployed that can work here, but this one, when we get someone, will be polished stone, and that, I think, is probably going to be for the best. And then the one next to that, again, no one actually unemployed to work here. This one, I think, can be... I think I will just say cloth for the time being. I think that's probably okay. That's something we're going to be getting later in the future anyway. So that's going to hopefully keep us in a pretty good spot with all of that stuff. We also have another house upgrade right here, which is beautiful to see. That's going to keep people kind of happy and hopefully bring the... No, we still have people lacking space. Okay. I mean, fair enough. If they're going to be lacking space, then they're going to be lacking space. Although I suppose, again, more house upgrades going through. I suppose it's also probably time to get as much work done on the church as we possibly can. So what I'm thinking is maybe we want to do a couple of things here. So the first thing I would kind of like to do is I want to look at this lumber camp, and I want to see. We have Henry nearby, we have Agnes nearby, and we have anyone else that's unemployed? We have Dominique nearby. Those three are going to work in that lumber camp. And did I not place a site for reforestation around here? I guess I didn't. Okay. We are going to need a forester camp out here as well. So the forester camp can go pretty much right there. We're actually low on money, but there we go. Forester camp can go right there. So this is going to bring us a whole bunch more wood, which is fantastic news. And then we're going to want to start turning that wood into more planks. But I don't know if I want to do it at this sawmill here, because this sawmill here is quite far away. Now, obviously, the storage for a sawmill out here would be quite far away, but there's something you have to remember that I mentioned in our previous episode. The storage for something like planks doesn't really matter too much, because it's not the people that make the planks that take it to storage. So that's actually okay. If the end product, and it's not a consumable like food, if the end product gets stored quite far away, that's not as big a deal as something like food being stored super far away. That's why I'm going to be a little reluctant to put food in warehouses anytime soon. We might do that. I'm a little reluctant just at the minute. Now let's see. Everyone's actually quite happy with the housing situation, even though it's really crammed together there. But that's fair enough, as long as they're happy about it. We have John unemployed there, who can go into being a forester in this area, which is it actually set up for reforestation? It actually isn't. It actually is not. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to just reforest pretty much this entire space. So let's go straight across. Let's go straight across there. And we'll just sort of fill in as much of this as we possibly can. So from about there straight down, we'll fill up all of this, and then we'll just sort of chop it out a little bit along the water, just so it looks that little bit nicer. So down and around, we can chop up into there a little bit. And there we go. We're not going to have trees in the water doing anything crazy. We'll just have a nice little coastline for trees there. So that'll be reforestation going ahead. I actually missed a spot there, so let's just fix that. There we go. That'll be reforestation going ahead. We're gonna want to tidy up some of this space. So maybe right there could be tidied up, and then I guess the road could probably be tidied up too. So something like that, just to get plenty of trees in there, and also keep the roads nice and clear. That right about there should do the job. All right. So that'll give us plenty of materials. We should end up with plenty of wood, plenty of planks, plenty of stone, plenty of everything, really. And that should keep us and keep everyone plenty happy, really. So hopefully it does. I am a little concerned about the money situation. It could definitely be a little bit better. We could look into fishing. We could very well, if we can get a bit more splendor here, we could look into the fishing hut, and I think that might be something worth looking into. But I think before we even go there, let's turn off the pause on the church. Let's prioritize the construction of the church. And let's just see if we can get that done. Because it is going to make people happy. It is going to rise their level, their status up to commoner. And that's kind of what we're looking for. So hopefully that is gonna happen relatively quickly. I mean, there's a lot. All of the stones in there already. We just gotta get so many planks, a fair amount of tools. But I think we can do that in, well, a reasonable amount of time. Well, the good news is this thing is very nearly done, actually. It's coming along very nicely. Doesn't need too many more tools. Needs a fair bit more in the way of planks, but that's fine. I did actually change up one of the warehouses as well, just a little bit. I decided we would start storing logs in this one because I realized that we are gathering logs all the way out here, and we could, by all means, go ahead and get another sawmill out there, but we might as well just move them to where the sawmill is. And hope that that means that the person working at this sawmill is going to prefer going to the warehouse for the logs rather than potentially going across town for the logs. Whether or not that works, we're going to have to wait and see, but I'm hopeful that it does. I'm also thinking I want to just go to reforestation here, and I want to just chop out this little bit here, because we do have reforestation going on around these camps, and it looks good. I would just rather we didn't have reforestation on my camps there. That is still within an extraction zone, so that will all get chopped down, and that will become a nice little bit of a clearing there. And honestly, I'm thinking that we do continue the reforestation sort of up and around there. So I think we do continue it to the other side of the road. I think we'll just continue it straight across there. And I think we sort of continue it up and back like that. So we'll end up with some trees on the other side of the road, but we still keep this nice clear area around our camps that I think will just look pretty good. So hopefully that gets done ASAP. Hopefully this thing gets built ASAP. And I'm also thinking, do we have anyone unemployed that can work in here? Well, we don't. I also went ahead, actually, totally forgot about this, and put more residential zoning just down here because I figured I might as well. You know, I figured it might be a solid idea to get people living down there. I was hoping that what it would do is give us more people that were unemployed that could work around here, but I'm just not seeing any of them in the Sawmill list. And I guess, I mean, are you two, I assume, the resident? Yeah, you are the residents of that house. And you are both unemployed. So, I mean, do you don't have a workplace either. So we could get both of you working as a carpenter. That is your home. So I guess we will say that Edith and that will be carpenters. They live relatively close to it. They can go up to work, and that will hopefully turn the 320 logs that we have into a decent amount of planks, which will hopefully make this church just that little bit quicker to build. And I say hopefully, it probably will. That's pretty much what the goal is there. So we'll get that out of the way. We'll get everyone up to commoner. I think I'm going to turn immigration off for the time being because we're about to go up to 36 people. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, people they're happy. They're doing their thing. That's great. I don't want to grow too fast. The capacity on this church is 45. So let's kind of keep the population nice and comfortably under that until we get a second church. I'm also going to turn off priority construction on the rustic church as well, so maybe these houses can be built. I say maybe. Again, they will be. I don't know what it is with me and all this speculation today. I'm just sitting here like, oh, maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. Oh, we all know it's going to get built. It's kind of how the game works. You know what I mean? It's like booting up a game of City Skylines and being like, oh, well, maybe build a road. We're probably going to build a road. We're probably going to build several. You know? It's like playing The Sims and being like, oh, I'm maybe going to put someone in the pool and take away the ladder so they drown. Oh, it's going to happen. You know, it's just a fact of the game. You can't play The Sims without at some point putting a sim in a swimming pool and taking away the ladder. Although I'm pretty sure in The Sims 4 they can climb out of the pool without a ladder. So it's you need to build walls around. Look, it wasn't the perfect comparison, all right? I'll hold my hands up to that. But I thought it was pretty solid, so, you know, just bear with me. All right? Just settle down. Calm yourself. It's fine. Anyway, let's go ahead and start queuing up a... What am I doing? Let's queue up some construction for another market here, because we are going to need it. So a market right there with some food stall signs on either side. And this is actually going to serve two purposes. Number one, it's obviously a market. So we'll start construction there. But number two, that's going to give us enough splendor to get the fishing hut and the Lord's Manor, both of which are buildings I'd very much like to get my hands on. So hopefully we can get that done. Hopefully we can also go here and say you're unemployed, and you're unemployed, as well as you, and let's see who else. Hey, we're commoners! Fantastic! Beautiful. All right, we just got 6 more foragers as well, so that's going to keep everything good. We have the farm. We have 2 free territories. This is fantastic. That's exactly what we want. Let me go ahead and prioritize the market there. We got a bunch of new buildings. Very, very excited about all of that. But I am in no rush at all to dive into clothing just yet. No rush in the slightest to dive into clothing just yet. Let's just get this market done and out of the way and see what we can do there. Because it is going to give us more berries, but we need to make sure that the distribution of berries is relatively even. So hopefully that will in fact be the case. Now looking here, we're actually doing okay with the polished stone. It's stacking up a little bit. The planks are doing the same. The tools won't be. The tools absolutely won't be, but that's okay. I'm thinking we could maybe throw another stonemason hut out here. I'm actually really liking the idea of doing that, just because it kind of puts us in a spot where we can get a lot of polished stone, and we are going to need that later on if we want to build a castle. You know, that is, like, if I want to turn this island into a castle, we are going to need so much. We are going to need so much. I'm keeping everything, thank you. No, get out of here, get out of there, you're fired, no. I didn't mean to assign a random person, get out of there, Gwyneth. Alright? You are by far the worst part of Iron Man. Well, no, I guess what would be the worst part of, she's not that bad. Okay, you know, Gwyneth Paltrow plays Pepper Potts very well. I'm pretty sure outside of the movies, she is quite crazy, is my problem. So she's alright, okay? Well, I'll give her that. She's alright. I'll take that back. I'm sorry. Alright? I know you're watching, Miss Paltrow. I'm sorry. I know you're a big fan. Gonna be really awkward if she was. What am I doing? Let me turn immigration back on here because I need to get some people living near this market. Because it turns out everyone that was unemployed living near it is now a forager. Which I guess I can fire one of them. I guess we don't need 6 foragers right away. So Grace can work at the market there. And that should be good for us. That honestly should give us a really good distribution of berries. A massive inventory of berries. We are, of course, going to get the stonemasons thing up and going as well. We're actually going to need to trade for some cloth here. So let's put that on the trade thing, on the trade warehouse. And let's say we do want to buy up to 5. Actually, we'll just say 10 for the time being. We'll buy up to 10 cloth and hope that the stonemason's hut can be done relatively quickly. Because I would very much like to get, you know, a full warehouse of polished stone and then some, you know? It'd be very, very nice to get a massive inventory of that and sort of keep it really well stocked. I'm also wondering, what's the complaint? Nope, no complaints. There was, oh, there it is. Stonecutter hut is full. Really? I assume this one? It absolutely is, okay. I'm wondering if we should have storage for stone then. I'm a little curious about that. I really wonder if we should have stone storage somewhere. It's kind of tempting. It is kind of tempting. The only problem is if we put it over here, that's quite far away from where the stonemasons are. And if I put the warehouse here, then it's sort of breaking my rule, but you know, up here, honestly, like in this space, and we can do this. We have got the means to get another free tile. So if I grab this space here, a warehouse in there for stone would be perfect because it's sort of in the middle of 3 really good stone locations. I also really want this entire island, but that's just gonna have to wait. I think this tile does make sense. I think this tile makes sense, and I think, honestly, this one here. But I think I'll hold off on that because there's a couple of things I want to do with this tile here first. So I want to have a look around and see, are there any berries within here? And it doesn't look like there are. It just looks like there's a bunch of stone. So what we'll do, and we can't actually afford to do this, unfortunately. Can I afford to do anything here? Not really. Interesting. Okay, well, I can't do anything with my budget either. So that's nice. That's just fantastic. I would really like to get some stonemasons out there. I'd really like to get a warehouse out there. Wow, money is rough. Money is very, very rough at the minute. Okay, we've got a little bit there. That's better. So yeah, I'm definitely thinking stonemasons out there. Let's do some extraction zones first. I'm honestly just gonna paint the entire thing. I don't really mind if, you know, they're tearing down forests and all that stuff, because we can replant them, we can make it look nice, it'll be okay. So all of that can be extracted. I think getting a lumber camp out there, probably not the worst thing in the world. I think getting a bit more residential zoning out there, probably not the worst thing in the world. So what I'm gonna do is not that. Oh, you know, I'm gonna need to tidy that up. Didn't think about that. I just want to sort of angle this so we go like that. Nice straight line there. So what I want to do next is tidy up this bit, because I totally didn't think about that. And I want to go straight up there. All right, so chop out that residential bit, straight down the road like that. And then I guess continue straight up there. So none of that area is going to be residential. In fact, I'm probably going to put another church into that space there. Even though there's not that many people going to be living near it. I think that'll be a good idea. I'm also thinking that we chop out that residential zoning, because I didn't quite mean to do that. I just want it to be nice and neat along the road there. So something like that. And then I guess we could probably go a little further into this area. Just a little tiny bit. So something like that, right? Yeah, I think that works. Just a little more across. I think that'll give us a really, like, that's a huge area for residential zoning, but I think that'll be pretty good. I do think we might want to chop a bit out in the middle here for a road. So something just like that. I don't know if they'll actually... Nah, you know what? Let's just put that back. Because they're probably not going to use... They're probably not going to use that as a road. They'll just make their own through there. It's going to be a total mess, but that's just going to be the way of it, I suppose. Let's use our money then to get another stonecutter camp out here. And I'm honestly thinking right about there. Prioritize the construction. And let's see what kind of path we're going to be looking at to get out to that camp, because that path could very well dictate where a lot of our houses end up going out there. So there we go. Emily's bringing over the 10 logs. And everything should hopefully look decent there. I don't know where Emily is right now, though. Emily, where are you taking this path from? I'm a little oh, there you are. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, that's no problem at all. That is exactly where we want that. Okay, that'll keep things good. Currently sitting over 300 logs, over 300 berries, plenty of planks. That's exactly what we want to see. This is why, like, I'm going a little bit slower, just micromanaging a little bit more. This is exactly what we want. So I think, for that reason, just before we wrap things up for today, let's look at getting another church, because it is going to keep people nice and happy. So what I'm thinking we'll do is this church can go right at the end there. And I'd kind of like to make it a little bit bigger. It's still going to be rustic, but I just want it to be, you know, taller than the trees, taller than the other one. And then the tower on this one can go in the back. So the tower can go there. It would be nice to get like a second core on here. You know, that actually doesn't look too bad. I think I might do that. It looks kind of interesting. I think... Yeah, I'm gonna do that. It looks good from a distance. That's kind of what I'm going for. So throw this on the front. That's our entrance. The extensions... I mean, they're great and all, but do we need them? They do look a little bit silly. So maybe we'll just do them at the front and at the back instead of the whole way over this thing. So this gives us a capacity of 60. Plus, if we do this extension, I guess a little bit of, it's going to be 70. It's going to be 75 if I did 3 of those. I mean, that's tempting. That is really tempting. I don't know. I think it does look a little silly with those extensions on the side, but I think we're going to do that. I think the tower could be a little bit taller. You know what? Let's build it. We have enough stone to do it. We have the planks. We don't have the tools, but we'll get them. Let's, I mean, the maintenance cost is 19 is kind of my concern. But another big church down there, it's going to be relatively close to some residential zoning. So, I mean, I'll tell you what. We've got it planned. We don't need to build it right away. There's no need to build it instantly. There's no rush, so we're not going to bother. We do have Gwyneth here unemployed. We have Barbara unemployed. Do we have anyone else unemployed? We have a couple of people unemployed, but I realize we don't have everyone working down here right now. So let's say Baptiste and Richard can work in that stonecutter camp. And I think we are gonna need a warehouse. I really do. So give me a warehouse, and I'm a little reluctant about doing this, but I think it's necessary. I think we need a dedicated stone warehouse, and I think it needs to be like right here. Because it is going to be a good storage location for all the materials that are going to be coming in off of all the stonecutter camps. So right there in the middle, prioritize that construction. And you know what? I think we could get away with another stonecutter camp right over here. So let's do it. Let's do another stonecutter camp. Let's try and get the wagons like near each other or something like that even. So right there, another stonecutter camp. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of stone. But I think, again, and I hate to keep repeating myself, I think this is probably the better way to do things. You know, go overboard a little bit, you know, have 350 logs, have 340 berries, have all this stuff in storage that can be consumed, that can be used, that you can build with, that whatever. I think it's important to do this because it's going to put us in that spot where if we do forget to turn off immigration, if we do whatever, at least we can sustain ourselves. You know, that's what I'm thinking. We have the food for a lot more people. And as the population grows, we can grab, you know, this tile up here and get more berries. I mean, hell, we can put 2 more gathering huts on each of the berry bushes. We can double the current production of berries if we really want to. So we really are doing okay. My big concern, and I suppose the final point of this video, is that fish is not quite as easy to expand upon. Although I may try. Likewise, bread production, gonna be tricky. Definitely gonna be a little bit tricky there, but hopefully we can make that work. Hopefully we can do some good things. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to find out next time because that is gonna be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, like the video. If you disliked it, then dislike it. Either way, it's been my pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.